I'm imagining you would not want to see him anywhere near the Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, generally speaking, people who sell weapons in order to facilitate the genocide shouldn't be credited with peace. With roughly 80,000 people already being killed in Gaza, I don't think Donald Trump should be anywhere near a Nobel Peace Prize. If there was an opposite, if there was a prize for supporting and funding and arming genocides, then he would definitely be top contender for that. And I think what's interesting is during the announcement today for Maria Corina Machado, who actually won the prize. They actually explained why. It was on the basis of the fact that she had promoted democratic values, she'd supported free speech, she'd supported properly the functioning of democracy, and she'd countered authoritarianism. Donald Trump is a dictator. Like in the 2 elections ago, he made a call to a Georgia election official asking them to find an extra 11,000 votes so that he could win. He's already tried to rig an election. He then urged the January 6th Capitol rioters to actually overtake American democracy by force. And often when people call people like Donald Trump a fascist, they'll say, oh, maybe they just mean accidentally fascist. He doesn't mean to do what he's doing. No. After that happened, he said those people have undermined our democracy and should face the full force of the law. And then what did he do as soon as he took power? He released 1,500 January 6th Capitol rioters. So he knows that he is deliberately undermining democracy.
Poppy, what about that? Femi has thrown the kitchen sink at him there.
Okay. This is fantastic. I mean, this is precisely why I can see Donald Trump does get somewhat frustrated. I mean, has Keir Starmer stopped the fighting in Gaza? Has Joe Biden stopped the fighting in Gaza? Has Greta Thunberg stopped the fighting in Gaza? No, but Donald Trump actually has.
But Femi's point is that America sells Israel the weapons.
So does the UK. I mean, the point is that they've just now stopped the fighting.
Which is why we shouldn't get a prize either.
And virtue signalling. The result of this peace deal has been from years of hard diplomatic work, reaching out to Arab leaders, reaching out to Netanyahu, building a coalition of Israelis to actually agree to put down arms and try and work out some long-term settlement for the well-being of the Palestinians and for the return of the hostages. The point is, you may dislike Donald Trump, you may dislike what he's doing domestically, you may even dislike what he's doing on foreign policy in relation to Ukraine. But his achievements in the Middle East are nothing short of miraculous. He's worked incredibly hard to get this deal over the line. So I think, to be honest with you, yes, I understand that the Nobel Peace Prize that was handed out today had been decided a long time ago, and the person who's been awarded it very much deserves it. But for next year, I think to not give Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize when he clearly cares about it so much would come across as extremely bizarre. This has been a massive change.
Poppy, if you sell somebody weapons and help them kill 80,000 people, would you call yourself a peacemaker?
Well, do you think Henry Kissinger was a peacemaker? He got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Answer the question. Can you answer the question?
I mean, he stopped the war. So, yes.
Can you answer the question?
Donald Trump was not creating the war
selling
in Gaza.
Weapons, does facilitating the murder of 80,000 people make you a peacemaker, Poppy? Answer yes or no.
Stopping? Okay. No, it doesn't, because he stopped the killing.
Let me get this straight. If I sell weapons to somebody and they kill 80,000 people and then they eventually stop because they stop doing it, that means I'm a peacemaker. Because I commit a crime and then stop committing a crime, that means I'm innocent of that crime.
Let me put this to you. How would you stop the fighting? Can you explain to me how you, let's say you're the president of the United States of America, how would you have stopped the fighting in Gaza? Could you explain that to me?
Given that the United States was one of the major weapon suppliers of Israel, one for the starters, if I wanted to stop the fighting, I'd stop selling the weapons that enables them that they're using to actually do the fighting. That'd be the first stop on my
plate. Isn't that just impractical? Look, they're an ally of Israel. That's an ongoing thing. They sell them weapons. Then Israel gets into this war, and over time, the US says, "We don't like this. We want you to stop." And actually, where they got the weapons from is neither here nor there.
Well, that's the argument of denying responsibility because I gave the weapons to somebody knowing they'd kill this person. Well, if I didn't sell it, then somebody else might have done it. That's an absolute moral cowardice.
Femi, you haven't answered the question. Would you have stopped Israel from fighting in Gaza? How would you have managed that? Would you have invaded Israel? Would you have executed Benjamin Netanyahu? Please tell me. I'm really interested.
Personally, if I was the US president, I'd stop selling weapons to Israel, and because they're engaged in an illegal occupation that's been called an illegal occupation by the United Nations.
Okay, so you would say some words and you wouldn't actually achieve anything.
If they did actually continue to go in there, and if I had the might of the United States military, then I would make sure that I had a peacekeeping force in Gaza to protect the people of Palestine.
So you would invade the Gaza Strip yourself?
I would
peacekeeping force.
I would make sure that Israel wasn't able to commit genocide in Gaza. Yes, I absolutely would. If I was the leader of the most powerful military on the planet.
What Donald Trump has managed to achieve here, again, is truly monumental. This is a long, ongoing conflict that has been extremely bloody, that has, as you said, involved the deaths of tens of thousands of innocent civilians in Gaza. All that matters is that has come to an end. It doesn't actually matter how we got there.
It doesn't matter how many thousands of people have been killed.
Please,
in the end, Femi, he has gone in and stopped it, it seems. That has got to be worth a prize.
I can't think of any crime in the history of the world where somebody would get a medal for no longer committing that crime. Donald Trump has been aiding and abetting genocide since he took office. And right now we're having a conversation where I'm suggesting that somebody who's facilitated a genocide that killed up to 80,000 people shouldn't be awarded with a peace prize. But when I suggest the idea that the most powerful military on the planet actually takes an active step to prevent a genocide, Poppy is laughing at that notion. That's the weirdness of the conversation we're having right now.
Let Poppy come back.
No, Femi, please. What you've just suggested is that you would invade Israel. So you would actually start.
Well, I didn't say erase
Israel.
Israel.
Said that, Poppy.
No, you said you would put troops in Gaza. What do you think that would mean?
No, you think Gaza is Israel?
Yeah, hang on. Let's not do the kind of student debate thing here, either of you. But the issue here, Poppy, you're defending, Poppy, the idea that Trump could get the peace prize because you think he's fully responsible for an amazing deal. Am I right?
I think he is. I mean, it's not just him. It's people like Jared Kushner. It's obviously negotiations around the world. It's Arab leaders. But he has been instrumental. Netanyahu wasn't lying. Donald Trump, there's a reason why he got this deal over the line and Joe Biden didn't. That's something that's even been recognised by independent Israeli negotiators.
Would you not fault them?
Independent Israel. Sorry.
Would you not fault them, Poppy, for not going in earlier, given the influence that the USA has with Israel, given that Israel's policy has been, it seems, to go through, well, its critics would say, to go through 50,000 people to get to Hamas? Shouldn't America have got in there earlier to stop them?
I mean, absolutely. But I think they've been trying to do that. I don't believe that they've wanted to elongate.
That's quite
the
a big concession there.
When I
suggest America stops Israel, I'm laughed at. But when you do it, it's fine. When I suggest America stops Israel, I'm laughed at. But when you do it, it's fine. I'm confused.
Femi, the other thing is we are in the real world. No, hang on, Femi. We're in the real world here. In the end, the fighting has stopped. It seems. Thank God, if it has. And Trump is the main bloke on the scene, right? So when you're looking to give someone a peace prize, it's going to be him, isn't it? That's the logic of it.
Let's shrink the scale down here. Somebody is standing over somebody they have just murdered, and we are praising them that they've taken the knife out. That's what's happening here. Because Donald Trump actively facilitated the murder of 80,000 people, and now that he's stopped it, now suddenly we should be giving him a prize. Like, can you imagine, instead of handcuffs, an actual medal? This is ludicrous.